Hi, I'm Carla Coelho, owner of Q Bodyworks. I provide Myofascial Release, a form of therapeutic bodywork that focuses on releasing tension deep within our bodies through the three-dimensional connective tissue, or fascia, for therapeutic and long-lasting results. I'm always trying to think of ways of how I can convey what this material is and how it affects our bodies. So what is fascia? Fascia is a three-dimensional web that's all-encompassing, going from your head down to the toes, and then from your outer level of the skin down to the level of your cells. So based on your posture, injuries you've had, any kind of trauma, all this is actually not going to show up on any medical tests. What's also interesting about fascia is that it could put up to 2,000 pounds per square inch of pressure into the body. Let me repeat that. 2,000 pounds per square inch that will constrict and put pressure into the body. So what I've decided to use for today's video in order to discuss what fascia is and to give you a better insight of what this material could be is the nylon stocking. Women, I know we don't use this as often anymore, and for gentlemen watching this, you're just going to have to go with this and learn more. Now we're looking at our example of fascia up close. Although it is more closely knit than what fascia really would be, it'll give you some good insight to see how it has movement, and yet is quite actually interconnected also. So fascia is composed of three components. The first two I'm going to look at is elastin and collagen. So elastin is exactly what it sounds like, very elastic. It stretches, it comes back. Collagen helps give it more strength and also helps ensure that it does not get overextended. What's interesting too is that it's also an ancient Greek word that means glue producer, so keep that in mind. Together, this fascia is going to give it a lot of tensile strength. The last component is called ground substance, which is a gel-like material which fills the space between the fibers. This can help absorb shock and disperse it throughout the body. If fascia is tight or restricted at the time of trauma, forces cannot be dispersed properly and can result in injury. The ground substance is viscous in nature, which is thick and sticky and can be more of a gel state or liquid or solution state. So for today's purposes, I'm going to use butter actually as my ground substance. So here I've added butter in between these fibers, and again, it could be more of a liquid form or solid form, which would be more restriction then on the fascia. So here we have our butter. As you can see, we have more of a liquid state, more of a softer state, and then a solid state. So now let's add some blood vessels and nerves to our fascial system. I'm going to be using these today as representing that. So here inside our fascial system, you will see the blood vessels and nerves. Now remember, fascia is one totally integrated and connected network. It can put up to 2,000 pounds per square inch of pressure onto the sensitive structures like blood vessels, nerves, and organs in the body. I recently read that an alligator biting down is equivalent to 2,000 pounds per square inch. That could cause some pain, right? Continuing to use our analogy that nylon is like fascia, I will show you with a model how if someone were to put one of the legs of the stocking, let's say on backwards or twisted, how pain is not necessarily the cause. Again, gentlemen, you'll have to trust me when I say it is not comfortable when this happens. So looking at the right side of this client, you'll find that there can be times where the fascia gets a little bit thicker and pulled together. Again, that would cause more restriction and tightness through that area. And again, that can affect, because this is a three-dimensional material, affect other parts of the body. So going up here, what you're going to find is that this starts to twist over. So for most clients, what would happen is this hip would be considered pain, when really what we need to do is find the cause, which is what happens in the John Barnes approach to myofascial release, which, as we can see, starts to happen probably more so around this area and really even down into the foot, because that's where it got turned around to begin with. Hopefully you have begun to see how through the all-encompassing and interconnected tissue, a myofascial release therapist is able to affect other parts of the body, or in my example, softening of the butter to restore motion in the body, as well as restrictions or twists that can eliminate pain with results that last. I hope you enjoyed my video on fascia and found it to be insightful. If you or anyone you know lives with acute pain, or that nagging pain that you think you have to live with forever, or even chronic pain that affects your quality of life, I would be honored to work with you and facilitate change in your fascial system with long-term results. I know I lived with chronic neck and shoulder issues for 17 years and found freedom in my body through the John Barnes approach to myofascial release. If this sounds like something you're interested in, definitely call me. My number is listed at the end of the video. You can also book online through my website, www.qbodyworks.net, or through my Facebook page. If you like this video and like to see more information, inspiration, and upcoming videos, like me on Facebook. I'm also available on Tumblr. I hope to connect with you soon.